Yo, what's up, gamers? Aaron Shack here, and we are live with some very special React content for you today. We're going to jump into several game trailers, news, videos, and stuff to do breakdowns and reactions to. First, Marathon is apparently returning. It will release in March of 2026 and will be $40 American. So I don't know. Some people may have expected it to be, some sort of free-to-play type of game with some of the expectations around extraction shooters and live service games and, battle royales and all that. But with Arc Raiders being a high-quality, $40 game that, uses the extraction shooter as a setting, why not Marathon? So let's see what they have to show us here. This is captured on PC. This is a Vidoc, courtesy of Bungie. Let me go ahead and take it back. And let's just see, what it looks like. Has it changed?
Players
Does it
want
look
more
better?
challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're challenged to even survive in this world.
Right. Yeah, which means the players can't
from
be the
alpha.
most
The world
devastating.
didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel lived in.
Yeah, it's hard to feel lived in when everything's clean and
Tau Ceti 4 to us is this
robotic
place that really
and
doesn't want you there.
untextured
And that sort
in a
of survival
way.
narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel
So
like there is
bland
something
and
sinister
clean.
underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
and they added the blue blood back.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting stuff in the face and it feels amazing, with the sort of high tension of the survival genre.
If you want good loot, you have to go to places where you're taking risks, either risks from other players or risks from AI.
So we have all these tools now, Rook with Prox Chat, and the way the game works and sort of how tense it is. I think all those things work together really well.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it took them so long to realize Prox Chat,
We have another
like,
rook.
mandatory.
No. Sorry.
The Marathon ship is essentially a ship that we sent out from Earth, an Earth that was overpopulated, to explore and colonize a star far away that we call Tau Ceti. In a lot of ways, it's like the tale of humanity trying to go out into the dark void of space, find a place to colonize, and failing terribly at it.
Everyone's gone, something catastrophic happened, and it's not just their absence that's important, it's the things that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations that were invested in this Marathon project, now going, what happened? How do we recoup our investment?
And then layered on top of that is the greed and corruption of all of the different factions and corporations and revolutionary groups.
In our version of the world, we send people out not just to discover what happened, but also to collect from the things that remain there, and those people are runners.
As a runner, you're a biocybernetic mercenary who's traded their human body for a biosynthetic one.
You're not an unkillable god slayer. You are a mercenary, a disposable mercenary. You will live, you will die.
They are not people. You are the person. You go into that shell and adopt the personality matrix that is specifically designed to help you do the thing that you need to do. And you've been hired by these factions to come to Tau Ceti to scavenge it for anything that might be of value.
This feels
As
so
a runner, you've left your body
artificial.
behind. You've traveled light years
Literally.
so that you can have access to the ultimate payday.
With extraction shooters, it is all about survival. There are other people who want the same things that you want.
Like, to me,
and
it's...
up to you to
Oh my
invest in
god.
that.
Can't even hit spacebar without derailing everything. It's the
there's
environments.
probably where you're listening for the anticipation of something.
Like,
Could
that's
there be
not
another
bad.
thing in
The
distance?
outdoors is...
Did I just hear a gunshot?
But like these buildings and indoor locations, they're all too just like clean and boring and sanitized. Even if you throw some blood or dirt in there or whatever, it's there's no personality to any of this. It looks like unfinished game assets, you know? You're just waiting for a texture to be uploaded.
Action moments where the minute something is alerted, the minute you're in that fight, now it's go time.
No.
Players particularly pose a lot of danger to you.
To me, Destiny has a lot of personality. It has a very specific art design. This, to me, is a game that just lacks emotion or design. And I think even the idea of like sending an avatar down to the planet, there's no stakes in that. You're sending a robot AI thing or whatever to play as you while you're up in the ship, you know? And then this bot is supposed to scavenge and bring things back. It's not as compelling as, say, Arc Raiders, where it's like, you're a real person. You know, you are a desperate scavenger that is going up to the surface, you know, and working together to battle the Ark and also brave betrayal from other humans in one of the worst circumstances, which is an apocalypse. This just feels like it's too gamified. I talk about how many video games and battle royales and extraction shooters are like, they almost feel like a game show. And I think the finals was also sort of a literal personification of that. Rainbow Six Siege has gone from being like, you know, counterterrorism units versus terrorists to kind of a esports championship game show level design.
They can make a lot of decisions that you might find illogical. And
I don't know. This game might just be, you know, not for a lot of people, and it might just be dead on arrival.
Another player that you see.
Some people might love this at the same time.
So there's a few different ways you can play the game. So one of them is you can play in crew, both with your friends, and also through crew fill, which will just match you with 2 other players. You can play solo, and you'll jump into a game with a bunch of other solo players.
In solo, I think the stakes are a bit higher, right? You have only yourself to rely on.
You still have prox chat, so you can call out to other solos, but you know, you are playing a tense alliance game where it's really up to them whether or not they decide to honor or respect that alliance you might have created.
Yep.
It's all about figuring out what's your investment, what's your stake, when to get in, when to get out, and when to kill the other guy. Being good at Marathon is like playing poker with guns.
One of the things we've really focused on is making sure the
and it's all these bright pastel colors.
We've brought a little bit of groundedness, a little bit of grit, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of that mood that kind of is necessary for an extraction shooter to feel dangerous.
Our biggest goal has always been player immersion.
They mean darkness in terms of like lack of light,
everything as
but not in like tone.
And realistic as possible.
So we cranked up all the material responses, feel accurate, feel realistic. You know, you'll get gloss, you'll get crud and mud. And no one of those things is all that sexy, but when you layer in just a little bit more, you know, responsive to light, a little bit more responsive to the player, things will part, water will pool, layer in all these different things. The world becomes
crazy.
Much more alive. It feels like a real place. And then when you're feeling like a real place and you feel in danger, now your run matters.
I look back at some of the alpha shots, and it's kind of hard to tell when it's sunny or when it's rainy. Weather feels like weather now. But like when it's sunny, you get this really nice like bleaching effect. It feels bright. It feels like warm when it's sunny now. I feel like we're just celebrating that color so much more. I think it just contributes.
It's weird that there was such a lack of design
now, we
initially.
Also have, like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll actually see them fall apart.
Visual emotion and lighting.
The body stays there, and the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So when you come into a room and you see a bunch of carnage, but you see one body is still pristine, you know that their killer is probably close, and you are not safe. If everybody is just a messy goop, you're probably okay.
Huh. But also the idea that your loot
gameplay component in Marathon.
just decay.
Every sound plays a function.
Be interesting. typical extraction shooter stuff. You spook a flock of birds or whatever.
Footsteps tell players everything. It's telling you what is the type of threat that's around you. Where are they at? Are they above you? Are they far away? Are they close by? So if I'm in bioresearch and I hear a particular material type, I know, hey, they're on the second floor and they're in this room. Our hero is the world. So we're constantly trying to figure out where can music help reinforce what is the vibe and intent of this place.
There was the discussion about the interaction between score and sound design. And
Whoa.
I wanted to create a score that wasn't just
Those
like
glasses,
full
man.
of instruments you've heard before. The job was, how can I make what I'm seeing, this race to survival, even more
Guy's seeing in
nervous and
4D,
even
dude.
more terrifying or even more thrilling.
Those vibrato keys are so weird. I have some.
We have 4 zones, and each one of those zones
really
has
weird.
its own sort of approach to kind of level design and what it asks
Like make
players
it
to
bend
kind of
pitch,
think about
or you
and
can
do.
just have it sort of
You're going to
create some
start
sort of
with perimeter,
vibrato
kind of
to
on
it.
the outskirts of the colony.
interesting.
It's a little more spread out. You got a little bit more areas to be safe and to sneak around,
What's up,
but it's
Colin?
also a little more straightforward.
It really brings this
Marathon's
sense of
back.
scale. It sits like in our fantasy as
I've yet to
expansion
decide if
site
this
for
is
the
a good
colony
thing.
on the very edges of where they had settled on Tau Ceti. UESC are also there trying to understand what has happened.
Like, once again,
and
I'd
secure
still
the
like to
area.
play it and
Death is
test
a
it,
part of
but I
Marathon.
don't.
It happens a lot, even on perimeter, which we
I
talked
don't
about
know.
as a more friendly zone to new runners. You are
I
floating
signed
a
up for
dialogue.
every alpha. Never got in. Of course, I can't talk about it even if I did, but
You are trespassing in a military security zone.
you know, I was always curious because it's Bungie, but
It was really important
It
to
just
us
doesn't
that the
look
UEC were not
good.
trivial to fight.
When you face them on Tau Ceti as a runner, you are the
it
outlaw.
just
You
doesn't
are
look
trespassing.
appealing to me. But yet, I'd
They
like
have
to
a little
try
bit
it.
of this
I'd
haunted
go a
tone.
few
So you can
rounds
see they
and
have this floating
try to provide some
locomotion. They get these
feedback.
sparks. They have these sigils over their faces. Sometimes their behavior feels almost like they're possessed a little bit. Like, are they taking in commands from a remote AI? The elite tier sort of
Yeah,
look
and
dark blue.
I'd like to see how
the
the
mini boss tier is more like a
battling the AI
boss tier is
feels.
just gonna be dipped in red.
It's just like
They have these
you're not going to be
tendrils
able to
that latch out
compete
and
with
leech
Arc
onto you
Raiders
and start
unless
sucking away at your
Arc
consciousness.
Raiders dies by the time this game comes out. Like, very weird.
You're getting into Marsh, you're starting to understand something bad happened here, and you're seeing signs of that in a way that wasn't apparent on perimeter.
On Dire Marsh, we've got the anomaly, and it's this strange alien entity that has erupted up out of the ground.
You're really feeling signs that this is more of an epicenter of where things went wrong on this colony.
It's got a different style of gameplay. It's more like a central complex that is rich with overlapping areas and regions that you can find yourself kind of bleeding from one
Rich with
encounter to
neon-colored
another.
walls.
It's a great map
and
to go in when you just want
Right.
some action, and you're gonna need somewhere to farm.
So basically, this is their comeback video. 20 minutes
events
of
that can happen, and your approach to them
explanations and
is never going
gameplay,
to be consistent.
One of
you
the
know,
needs
showing
that
you what's
the design
changed
team
since
thought that
Alpha.
we should have is more challenging PvE activities.
Each of our
Went
zones
underground,
has
yeah.
these bigger events that don't happen every session, but when they do happen, you'll know they're happening.
So similar to Arc Raiders, they want to have different
Building
types
these
of
types
PvE
of events into
but
the world, shake up
you
your
know,
run,
will
and they can
players
decide,
just
like,
shrug
we wanna
that
risk-
off and go full PvP? Look at it, it just
Then you
has
get to
no
Outpost.
soul. It's just bright colors that are
Outpost
annoying
is
and,
a more
and it
functional,
doesn't look real.
thriving UESC
Doesn't look
facility.
like a real
There's
place.
Scan drones flying overhead. The UESC's everywhere. There's tripwires.
There's no
weather
reason for
hazards.
these.
It's a lot of
And
stuff.
it
you're up
makes
against
you
from the get-go.
so much
Outpost
easier
is a
to see.
smaller map, but
In
it's
Arc
also a lot
Raiders,
more
you
vertical.
can
It's built around
blend
a
with the
specific
environment.
building that
In
we call the
Destiny,
Pinwheel.
you
This is just
kind of
this
have that
meat grinder of a
opportunity.
structure
You wanna
that's like a
scale
corkscrew
your
building
colors
that has
appropriately.
nooks and crannies and hallways.
But
and
if
it
you want to
becomes
be a
real-
neon-colored
real
eyesore,
cluster when
you
you're in
know,
there
it's a
fighting.
choice you can make. But it's just everything feels. It feels like when you see, like, not
The
even
forest
alpha
raised on Outpost
gameplay,
and
but
nothing is
like
free.
when you're looking behind the scenes of a game and there's no textures in the world, everything's a placeholder. That's what this looks like to me. Like, it's devoid of any sort of personality.
The Pinwheel hosts some of the best loot opportunities.
But it's noisy. Players are going to know you're doing it, so there's extra
everything
risks.
looks the same. Every room you go into, it's white, and neon yellow, and blue. You know, the only personality they managed to add is a little bit of lighting and mud and some broken things here and there.
Personality of every zone. That's the storytelling every player gets.
Every time you're on the planet, you can look up and see the ship floating and looming in the skybox.
It's not very
reminding you of why this place even exists, but also reminding you that something up happened here.
Doesn't seem alive.
And you gotta figure out what it was.
You need to want to go here.
Marathon has a lot of
multiple
loot.
times.
It's
You
a
need to
huge
be
pot.
obsessed
There's
with the
a ton
world.
of different implants at every rarity.
You need to be
There's
excited.
a ton of different runner cores for each runner.
To search every nook and cranny of this world, which Arc Raiders, you know, Division, Destiny, these games have these beautiful and richly designed worlds that you want to search every corner. But if every corner is just a massive white box, it's like, okay, there's really nothing to find here. But once again, like, it's Bungie. I want to see what they're doing. I want to give it a try, but at the same time, it looks very uninspiring. They're interesting stats, very odd. But
there's over 400 weapon mods. Like,
to me, it just looks like lack of an art style is an art style.
There's going to be a really interesting period of discoverability where players sort of figure out, what are the pieces that I have available to me? How do I get them? And how do I put them together into something that's awesome?
And whereas Arc Raiders actually has a PvE shelf life, I don't know if this game will have it at all.
And it's something that we really want to hold up and make sure that we're matching that legacy.
Visually, they're all really, really distinct and clearly Marathon. But we want an animation.
But it's not clearly Marathon. It looks nothing like what the series
you knew how to use them.
The mods will
was originally meant to look like.
To increase
their original
stats on the
designs.
guns, that battery SMG. The gold mod, full blown, turns it into the needlet.
Like, if they had gone with the original Marathon design, this would have been really cool.
Effective in close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that. But the gold mod on this gun puts a suppressor on it, and then when I kill
those colors are so bright.
I turn invisible. And then that lends it to other build crafting if I want to sort of stack in.
Dave, waiting for someone to unlock the door so you can snipe them. Like, that's some Hunt Showdown cowardice right here.
To
this is what ruins extraction shooters. This little invisible guy waiting for you to use your rarest key that you only have one copy of, or people in Hunt Showdown waiting for you to kill a boss so they can shoot you in the back.
If I want to sort of stack into how invisible can I be.
Even some weapon mods can improve stats and your runner shell's capabilities. So there's lots of different ways to
improve your
raise
invisibility.
the floor of your
That's
stats
crazy.
so that you're coming into each run strong.
Yeah, the OG Marathon, that was Bungie before Halo. That was back when, like, you know, Doom was still. Marathon is very much like Doom in a way. A lot of the gameplay is familiar, but it's more science fiction leaning.
Runner shells are a
you see how they went
from inhabit when you go down to
from Marathon to Halo.
The ruins of the Lost Colony. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay. So if you want to play like a frontline tank, if you want to play a rat character that wants to sneak around, if you want to find those rats, we have a shell for you.
What's the point of invisibility when you can just
have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're going to build on top of that.
cores, and implants. Mold the kit into a playstyle that you want.
It's like even the loot is all the same. Everything's a box. You just pick up a red box, an orange box,
on
blue
Destroyer,
box.
I pull out my Riot Barricade, and as it takes damage, it's actually converting that damage into shield back to me.
And these can be used in combination with each other to shift the gameplay style of your runner kit.
At any point you feel like you don't want to risk anything, or maybe you're down on your luck and you want the opportunity to get back, Rook's your guy.
Rook is a prototype runner shell.
It's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress.
So this is your free loadout,
and try to scavenge as much as possible.
If you are going in solo to a run that's already in progress, you don't have a team, you have a very limited loadout, but you're not risking anything. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
So when you get like a really powerful gun or implant or core, it is unlocking some new space or new challenge that you've never done before, and the loot is helping you reach greater heights.
Faction agents are such a big vehicle for tone and narrative for the world.
Each faction has their own motivations.
Why didn't they just do this
the things
with
they're gonna ask you
Destiny?
to
Why
do.
didn't they
They've got Traxxas,
stick with
the
factions
most powerful corporation
in
in
Destiny?
history. They have very long arms and very
Factions
deep
were always
pockets
some
to
of the
kind
most
get what they
interesting
want.
stuff.
They might ask you to go and
Destiny
find
never
specific
kept up with.
weapons or mods.
And yet they're branching off and making another game that will have factions.
Evaluation was rated on track.
If you're a PvP player, one of the factions
If we could have
is called
invested in
Arachne.
factions,
They're essentially
done
a
quests
death
for
cult.
them,
What that
unlocked
translates
stories,
to
got
is that they're asking you to
exclusive
go
gear.
and kill other runners.
The sacred thermodynamics of violence.
MIDA is all about destruction. They are going to give you grenades, they're going to give you claymores, they're going to let you blow.
Now, MIDA is the link to Destiny.
And they are
MIDA is
irreverent
also in
and
Destiny.
dangerous. They might ask you to upload this malware into a UESC dropship, and as it leaves, it
Dude, even the
explodes
dropship,
and
dude,
careens
like
off into
even that looks like a weird, like unfinished video game asset. It's so there's no style to this. Like, look at Halo's Pelican or Helldiver's Pelican. Look at any game that's ever had a dropship. Look at Star Wars. Look at Star Trek. Every vehicle has design that is interesting. This is just a floating yellow block.
See dropship, and as it leaves,
it just looks like an unfinished asset.
Explodes and careens off into the
That's
distance.
all I see.
We have big plans. Explosive, visionary.
Each of our factions has an upgrade tree that you unlock progressively as you gain reputation with them.
And along the way, you're going to unlock
That's
these
kinda cool,
capstones
though.
that are these special upgrades. When you unlock that final capstone, you're gaining access to the best stuff in the market. You're getting gold items.
In addition, these faction upgrades can increase your runner's base stats, and those base stat upgrades are permanent for the rest of the season.
Oh no, not the seasonal wipes. Here we go.
Access denied.
Darius, you know me. Did you miss your last round of maintenance?
Don't search. Don't dig. Don't question.
Darius?
Access denied.
Yeah, I like the idea of the underground thing that's like a raid or a dungeon.
The Codex is a suite of achievements, collectibles, audio logs, things that you're finding in Run that we're going to track for you over time.
That's cool. I like that about Arc
these
Raiders
items,
as
the
well.
more story you're unlocking about them and what their role is in the world, why they're here, who cared about them, why they're as valuable as they are.
I'm repeating myself with these entries, but any fears inherent in the scope of this endeavor seem unfounded.
Within the Codex, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can unlock. Runner skins, weapon charms, stickers, emblems, backgrounds for your profile, and titles.
So it's everything from your first steps on the world of Tau City 4 all the way through to becoming a Vidmaster and taking on the most extreme challenges.
The Marathon ship is the hardest place to survive in this game. And if you're not ready to take your best stuff, well, you're not going to survive.
This just looks like Building 21 or,
Archive is big in and of itself, but it's
Salamantis and
it's
Arc
also
Raiders.
hostile.
It's the same thing over and over.
Every aspect of the survival
Indoor
game.
location, cargo crates, tied to your loot.
The players in ways you haven't been on other maps. You're going to run into basically every type of environmental threat you have faced before. You're going to fight a who's who of the highest tier UESC units, and the UESC are there in this presence you haven't seen before.
It's really cool because each of the vaults is more successively challenging than the next. And that 7th vault is where you both are going to get the coolest thing, but also where you're going to learn the most about what happened to this place.
At some point in your journey in Cryo Archive, you might start wondering if the UESC are there to keep you out or if they're actually there to keep something else in.
Ooh, creepy.
Nice.
I think the thing that I'm most excited about for Marathon is getting into the hands of our players.
The biggest thing I want people to take away from Marathon is that it still feels amazing. It still feels like it has that spark.
It takes all the aspects that I think Bungie is really good at. First-person feel and gunplay. It's a super deep, crazy sci-fi lore, and it mixes up all those things together in a really amazing PvP package.
Really comes down to every single discipline that's working on the game. The animation has to be good. The sound has to be good. Everything has to be working in harmony.
That's when the controller fades away, the screen fades away. You're just immersed in the world.
That is what we're trying to live up to with Marathon.
It is a mad dash. I'm not going to front about that. It's a mad dash to the finish, but that's when you got to put in the elbow grease and the extra sweat and blood it takes to get this done.
Dude, what is this? What is it? Let's go. 5 people in the extract.
There you go. March 2026. So that's it with Marathon. What I want to look at next is the winter event for Arc Raiders. Flickering Flame.
A celebration of light.
And apparently this starts tomorrow, I believe. Which I'm going to be out tomorrow. I don't know.
Outside, grounds freezing over.
Be able to get on.
Days turn short.
Dude,
Up
that's
there,
the desert. Every map
life's
is going to
a fickle
be
thing. Often
snowy.
means someone's in trouble, or that I'm about to be. But sometimes, sometimes, light shines upon us.
Wanna go together?
Maybe something about these candleberries. It's that time of the year. I guess it makes coming home a bit easier.
More quests. Yep, we gotta do the expedition. I don't know if I have time for it. I guess we'll see. So that goes live tomorrow. Yeah, December 16th. So, pulled up a blog post. So your feet will be unsteady over frozen water, vision compromised, frostbite is a real danger. Freezing weather will cut your raider down in minutes unless you get indoors or heal up quickly. Bear this in mind when engaging other raiders. Getting pinned down in the open is a death sentence during Rust Belt winter. That's crazy. And there's an image of the spaceport. So let's see. Flickering flames, candleberry bush. This hardy plant is a versatile asset during winter months. Boiling the berry creates a wax that burns for hours. Crushing them yields a refreshing juice, while the roots make for a tea that drives out the toughest colds. Candleberries make hearty stews, warming soup, gifts of perfume and soap, while the wreaths can be fashioned into festive decorations that offer speranzas a hint of topsides greenery. Okay. Light and heat sources boost morale. Keeps Brandon's comfortable. Yeah. So we're going to have a new thing. So you can redeem candleberries and special items for Raider tokens, new items, rare utility items, weapons, cosmetics, and merits. Which merits are going to be, once again, returning something where you gain XP, it converts into merits. You'll be able to, free new permanent Raider deck that starts day after Christmas. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I want to see how the cold affects the gameplay. I think that looks pretty exciting. I guess. I pressed F12 and it literally closed every single tab. Okay. All right, next thing. Bring up my chat again. I just closed everything out. Yeah, I love that like F11 and F12 are right next to each other. Because if you slip a finger, it just closes every tab in Opera. Such a cool feature to have. Okay. So now we have new finishers for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Hang on. Guard. No, it is supposed to be 1080-60. It just looks really grainy. Yeah, it's just like, why are we getting these 9 months later when any other Assassin's Creed would be packed with finishers? Especially in the good old days, before the RPG mechanics took over. Oh, the elbow did. I wonder if they're just not showing any dismemberment because it's YouTube. I don't know. Okay. Next, I want to do a deeper reaction into what's going on with Tomb Raider. So this is Tomb Raider Catalyst. And so we're obviously seeing taking place in India for the most part.
The entire world knows your legend. You survived the Dragon's Triangle.
So right here, they're alluding to everything that happened in the Survivor trilogy. So like I said, when Shadow of the Tomb Raider rolled around, they were teasing lots of stuff relating to the fact that Lara Croft was going to sort of become the legend that everyone in gaming knew her as throughout the 90s. So we see the bow, we see the dual pistols, we see the grappling hook, we see the tiny backpack, you know, everything.
Cross the threshold to Atlantis.
But yeah, it's going to combine stuff from both the newer and the older games.
Told tales that say you're unstoppable. But I say, all.
It's going to turn on the captions.
But I say, all legends must come to an end.
Now that's interesting. The potential of like using the grappling hook in a way that, like, I guess Batman would. Now, the white-haired woman, if I'm understanding correctly, that's Natla, but they've done like a race swap on her, which, you know, it is what it is, but they were teasing her at the end of the Survivor trilogy. And that was one of our key things.
That's where you're wrong.
Also, we got a new voice actress taking over the role. You know, you very much have sort of a more unified design here that's taking place. I don't see any problem with it. I think she looks like Lara Croft, and they're very much trying to merge the Survivor trilogy with, you know, sort of the more modern legend, you know, and classic Tomb Raider style. And yeah, she's keeping the pants, it looks like, you know. Fair enough. And so it looks like we might also keep kind of the open world, like, or at least semi-open world hub elements. But yeah, it looks like we're seeing a lot of like supernatural stuff on this one, which is not uncommon for the series. But yeah, that's coming in 2027. And yeah, I don't think we have anything additional there. But yeah, once you sort of take a deeper look at the trailer, I think there's a lot more there to chew on than we initially thought for like a trailer that's like literally, it's like a 30-second tease, you know? Okay, this next one is actually a flashback to the first game. This is actually a full-on remake. It's not just a remaster. And it's a remake in the best way. They're not just trying to redesign the exact same levels in the exact same way with the exact same like design philosophy. They're definitely trying to bridge the gap and take this to where it feels like a modern Tomb Raider game, but retelling
the events are still
classic
etched
story.
in my memory.
So Crystal is working with
Lost Worlds.
Flying Wild Hog.
Frozen in time. New discoveries waiting behind every door.
It's like, yeah, we got the grappling
Cross
hook.
every chasm.
But we also have the dual pistols, and we have the classic traversal and the dinosaurs.
I didn't know then the path this adventure would send me on. But it lit a fire that still burns.
And all the flips.
I need to see more. I need to go further. To to uncover the secrets of Atlantis.
And I mean, it looks like they're bringing it back with a lot of attention to detail and love.
Some legends are destined to be retold.
I think they did good in that sense. I'm very excited for both of these games. Now, granted, this one is coming in 2026, whereas the other one, Catalyst, is coming in 2027. A couple other things that we saw from the Game Awards that I thought were worth a second look is this cyberpunk-style game, No Law. It's going to be an open-world single-player game.
Port Desire. A city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece. No laws, no oversight. Just the jungle creeping back in. Both the vines and the people. The mayor stepped in where the government couldn't. Said the city needed order, and they'd be the ones to bring it. Keeping the peace on their terms. I walked away from it all. Kept my hands in dirt instead of blood. But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way. Every last one of them.
I think this will have probably better combat than Cyberpunk, because it's more focused as an action game than Cyberpunk was. Cyberpunk was RPG first, you know, action secondary. Whereas, I mean, this has the feel of, like, you know, your Dooms, your Call of Duty, whatever it might be. So yeah, No Law. Looks really cool. So definitely putting that one on my list. One I was confused about, and I still feel like I wasn't given much clarification, is Control Resonant. This is a sequel to one of my favorite games of 2019, Control.
Do you feel it?
I just don't understand the tone shift and the swapping from Jesse Faden to Dylan Faden. To me, I felt like I was the only one that reacted this way. Everyone else seems to be so excited. Like, I'm excited for the game, but
something is coming.
I'm just like, why are we doing all these games where we play as the bad guy in the second game? Like, we're just following The Last of Us Part 2 formula.
An intrusive pattern. Of staggering power. Reshaping reality as we know it. Everything we try to keep inside eventually worms its way out.
Right. Now we're outside the FBC front doors. I guess that's supposed to be Jessie.
You must have had.
But she's grabbing a new weapon, a melee weapon to kill her brother with.
But we were not prepared.
But then by doing that, it's sort of sent him to
for what would follow.
Another realm, I guess. Sibling has gone rogue. And then it goes from like a science fiction, Twilight Zone shooter to like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, whatever meets the weirdness of Control. Which I don't even know how excited to be. I guess if the combat works, fair enough. I don't know. I love everything Remedy does for the most part, but the PC Firebreak didn't really pan out quite so well, and it's just, to me, it's like a response to Returnal and Last of Us Part 2, and it just feels weird. Like,
pace yourself.
They had something special.
It's gonna get weirder.
See, and that looks like Jesse Faden. Walking.
It's gonna get weirder.
And it's coming next year, so I mean, we won't have to wait long.
Rob Reiner and his wife
Hello?
Michelle, they were found dead in their
Hello?
home
I
yesterday.
didn't click the video. Jesus Christ. All right. We have 3 more things I want to react to. Because I am very excited for Ace Combat. This is their 30th anniversary, and we're finally getting a sequel, Ace Combat 8.
Take a look. What a sight to behold. Whew, it's all over. The last lands of the FCU, the Federation of Central Usia.
First of all, thank you for joining us on this ship.
Which they're trying to do.
Hello
I
there,
think
Mike.
what's really cool about how Ace Combat has evolved, they've always had really good like CG cutscenes and stuff like that. And it's always been very compelling in between missions. But now trying to go for this like first-person immersive, storytelling,
First of all,
where
thank
maybe
you
you
for joining
actually
us on
get
this
to
ship.
play. You get to walk around the
Hello there,
decks
my
of the
dear newcomer.
aircraft
You were
carrier.
very lucky, you know.
Maybe
Yes,
make some
we are
decisions.
critically
I don't know.
undermanned on this ship.
Don't worry at all. The man in
Then
front.
they,
We are
why do they do the pink-haired girl?
Undermanned
This takes
on
you
this
out of
ship.
it.
Don't worry at all. The man in front is Jan Rexco.
Like the military doesn't let you do
You're riding
things like
shotgun with a legendary ace of aces.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media. Radar
that. Once again, it looks gorgeous.
Our lone target is wings.
All dogs fire. Time to pull out.
And I'm curious to see what they do. Do they give us some awesome flight sticks we can use?
Start swimming, soldier.
What's the story gonna be like?
Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up.
On your orders, Rex.
To keep hope alive, Wings of Thief must stay on the mission. Must fly on.
I can make up your kill count to be whatever. Right. From now
Anime
on, you'll be
dialogue.
the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
Wings of Thief. Pretty cool. And that's next year. And if we look here, that's going to be PS5, Series X and S, and Steam. Okay, I got 2 more things. And this next one. This is, of course,
"47, you must end Slim
latest
Shady
Hitman.
now. We have a situation in Dartmoor."
Got Slim Shady, but now we're
One
going
that
to
can have
Dartmoor.
catastrophic consequences on a global scale.
For a new
Careful.
elusive target.
One touch can be deadly.
So I think they've done a really good job with all of their crossovers so far. They haven't gone like full on Fortnite or Call of Duty. We're not having Hitman kill the Simpsons or Beavis and Butthead or something like that. Also, this is PS5, PS4, Xbox, Steam, Epic Game Store, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. And I mean, it's just crazy that the game runs so well, and it's also on the App Store. It's also Xbox Play Anywhere. You know, you can literally play Hitman anywhere. So this is coming in February. I'm excited. I think they've done a great job. I think the Mads Mikkelsen one was probably one of my favorites, where they just completely redesign like a pre-existing level in the game, and then they add a new target that makes sense within the universe, and then they usually justify it with like some type of lore and things like that. Even the Slim Shady, Eminem, and Hitman teaming up to fight Slim Shady, or the Bruce Lee thing, like it was all really cool. So I think Hitman World of Assassination, the devs over at IO, they've been doing a good job at like, you know, essentially transforming Hitman into like this live service game that we can continue to play year after year, which I never expected. I grew up playing the Hitman games, and I always loved them, and I always wished that there was more, and that there was more immersion to them. And so the freelancer mode kind of did that. Blood Money kind of did it for the franchise as well. There have been various games. I feel like Hitman 2 was also pretty immersive. The one probably back in like 2002 was the OG Hitman 2. That one as well. That one was really cool. So I think they're doing a great job with this. I couldn't be more excited for what comes next. And I'm just glad to see that they just keep on trucking with this game. So once again, if you enjoy that, make sure you subscribe, like the video, keep up. All right, so beyond that, I think we have one more. Yeah, we got Resident Evil, which I thought this warranted a second look here, because we do have Leon returning. Get back on 1080 here. Yeah. This will be our last trailer we look at. So they're saying rather than have two campaigns, it's going to be one campaign, but with two characters equally sharing it.
Hello?
Which is cool, yeah. I wish they could have done more.
But after much effort, here we finally are.
Who are you?
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. It's Ashcroft.
Very cool.
Talk to me. Is this one like the others? And it's not post-mortem lividity.
I like going back to Raccoon City. I like the tone of it.
I just got a report of a missing police officer.
I just want to go back.
Hey, I just got a report of a missing police officer. It might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the fifth body was found.
I wonder if she's using her mom's badge.
Through you.
Goodbye.
Elpis can finally be set free.
The team has settled on a person of interest. Someone with ties to Umbrella. Victor Gideon.
Grace! Grace!
Yikes.
Victor purchased a building after Umbrella went under. I'll send you the address.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
Yes.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
Okay, and apparently he's also driving a Porsche, which is not really super relevant, but like you very rarely see Leon get like a signature vehicle. I want to see if that's Matt Mercer. Because Nick Apostolides has been doing it for the Resi 2 and 4 and Infinite Darkness. But Matt Mercer has been doing the older Leon as seen in like Resident Evil 6, Damnation, Death Island, all the, all of the animated movies that take place later on in the chronology. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are just speculating. I honestly am not able to tell much of a difference with just the voices here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything definitive yet, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Hey, over here.
FBI, what are you doing here?
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
I don't know. It might be Nick.
Don't do anything stupid.
'Cause I feel like I'd recognize Matt Mercer.
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounds more older and gruff, I guess.
I think I want a second opinion.
I love that they showed gameplay. Awesome. And we don't even have to wait that long. February 27th. And that's PS5, Series X and S, Steam, Nintendo Switch 2, and Epic Game Store. I dig it, man. All right, we are going to take a short break and pivot over to the Pragmata demo, which will be streaming live on PC. So yeah, I'm just going to work in a quick little break here while we make that pivot, but I hope you guys enjoyed us diving in and reacting to a bunch of like video game trailers and gameplay and updates about some of the latest games that we've been playing and following as of late. So we'll catch you here in a little while. So this should automatically put you over onto the Pragmata stream, and we'll check it out. It's an interesting game coming from Capcom, and we're probably not going to be able to play it until like April of next year, so I think this demo is giving you like a good slice of like what the game's like, how does it play, what's it look like, things like that. So I'm very excited because I've been looking forward to the game, but also like on the fence. So we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned. I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and we'll be back with some progress.